Hey, Nick here. Welcome to this video. We're taking a look at the great Over My Head solo by Ty Tabor from King's X. It's amazing to me that there isn't more stuff out there about Ty Tabor and his guitar playing and style and covers and lessons and all this stuff. There's just not much out there. And I felt like I needed to do something. I'm a huge King's X fan. Huge Ty Tabor fan. I think he's one of the best players out there, especially in terms of phrasing and just really melodic, cool ideas. Aside from being a great songwriter, which is more important, obviously, but just speaking of the guitar player, fantastic, underrated lead guitar player, amazing rhythm player. Like I said, he comes up with some great riffs. Going to be doing a King's X riffs video very soon, so stay tuned for that. But let's get started with this. So this is the Over My Head solo from the Gretchen Goes To Nebraska record. And when this came out, I think a lot of people didn't really get it. And I have to be honest, maybe I didn't quite get it either. It took me a little while to warm up to the sound. It was different from the other stuff that was going on in the late 80s. It certainly wasn't in the melodic metal side of things. It was it had this bluesy quality. There was a lot of drop D tuning going on. There was Beatles type harmonies. There was all kinds of stuff that my ears weren't quite ready for yet, but man, did it ever grow on me, and a lot of people loved it straight away. But King's X has become one of my favorite bands, and Ty Tabor, one of my all-time favorite guitar players as well. So let's take a look at the solo. Before we do that, please check below in the description box. There is a tab for this, as well as a free jam track. So make sure and download that. You'll also find a free sweet picking guide called Sweet Picking Boot Camp. So if you want to get your arpeggios and sweet picking chops in shape, please check that out. And also, if you haven't already, I appreciate you giving me a like and subscribe and ring the bell so you get more content like this. All right, so let's get started. There's a lot of good stuff here. There's some great bending ideas, some great bluesy licks. Let's start it out. So it's going to be this huge bend up at the 20th fret. We're going to play a two fret bend, a two-step bend, I should say. So you're going to take this G note, instead of just bending it in like normal, which would be a whole step, we're bending it up 2 whole steps. Okay, so if you're not used to that, that might take a little bit. If you want to have like a reference note, try just playing that 19th fret on the high E. That's the note you're going for. But it's a nice big bend. Okay. And then you resolve that to the 17th fret on the B string. Then we're going to play 19G, 17B, and we're going to play 20 on the B, and then bend that up again 2 whole steps. So and when you come back down from this 2 whole step bend, give it a little tweak there so that you're on this G note now at the 20th fret when you bring this down. And that's kind of the blue note in the key of E. Just give that a little tweak. So that whole first line is, and then you're 17 again. Okay, and then we're going to play. Love that lick. By the way, on the recording, what I've done is doubled the solo left and right. So I actually played it twice, and doubled it. And I think on the original recording, there's some of that doubling going on. It sounds like kind of a chorus effect almost. And you'll notice that there might be a couple little parts that aren't 100% in sync, and that's kind of part of the effect there, is they're not perfect. It's not like a copy and paste where you have left and right. You're actually playing the full solo left and right. So there's a little bit of a rub on some of the notes there, and I'm totally cool with that as long as you guys are. All right, so that's what you're hearing left and right. Normally the solos would be right up the middle, but with the King's X stuff, sometimes you get that. And I think it's you know, part of Ty's tone, I think, was a little bit of that, and just the magical way he plays. But anyway, so this next lick here is such a fantastic lick. It's 12, 12, 12, 12B, 12 high E, 12B again. Then you're just going to bend 15 up a whole step on the high E, bring it back down. Let's see. And then play 12. So bend up 15 a whole step on the B. So now that's setting up this really cool blues run here. Nice, fast, fluid, smooth, bluesy run. And the run is 12 on the high E, 15, 12B, 15 G, 12B, 15, 14, 12 on the G. Pulling these off here. 14, 12 G. So, and that's 14, 12 D, and then you're going to jump up to the high E string. So, okay, so let's try it. Let's try it from the 12th fret here. So this last note here is the 15th fret on the high E string. Just bend that up a whole step. Okay, so a little quicker. Now when you're here, 15th fret on the high E, we're going to play, as you bend this up, you're going to just pick it again. It's already bent. Release it, and then play 12 on the high. So bend 15 on the B string up a whole step and give it some heavy vibrato. So, and then it's just right down the pentatonic scale. We're going to play 12 on the high E, 15B, 12B. And that's just a couple of bends here, so it's 14 on the G, up a whole step, 15. So you're going to bend 14 up, grab 15 on the B, bend it again, and then resolve it to 12 on the G. So. That's making sense. Let's do this. Let me take it from the beginning of the solo, and we'll play at a medium tempo. Here we go. Okay, now we're going to play 14-12 on the D. And then kind of this, I don't know, kind of like a Jimi Hendrix-y type of thing here. There's a little bit of some double stops going on. After the 14, 12 D, you're going to play that again, but you're going to add a little bit of the 12th fret on the G in there. And then, so you're going to play 14, 12 once on the D. So coming out of this, okay, and that's the end of that. Now you're going to play it again, 14, 12, with a little bit of that double stop. It's a quick hammer on from 12 to 14 on the A. That's 12 D, so quick slide from 14 A back to 12 A, pull off to 10. So slide back up from 12 to 14. 12, 14 D, 12 G, 14, slide to 16 G, 15 B, 17 high E, bend up a whole step. Sounds more complicated than it is. Make sure and refer to that tab if you have any questions there. Let me play it coming out of this. One more time. Now we have this fast repeating lick. Now the cool thing about this lick is it repeats the same notes, but it falls on the beat at different points. So my best advice for this is listen really close and try to match it up. Okay, so with the original recording. The notes are 17, so you've already bent this. Then you're just going to rebend it, 17 again. Up a whole step, release, pull off to 15. Then 17, 15 on the B. Okay, you're just going to repeat that 5 times. So 2, 3, 4, 5. When you get here to 17, on the 5th time, you're just going to play this. 15, 17 with a hammer on the B string. 15 high E, back to 17. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Let me take it from here. Okay, now this fast run. Well, that was pretty fast too, but this is kind of a fast legato line with some tapping at the top of it. We'll get to that in a sec. So what we do after we go, that's going to set us up on the previous lick. Now I will say on the recording that I played at the beginning of this, I may have added a note here or there. I'm not exactly sure what I did, but it basically follows the tab, and it goes like this. So 15, 17, 15 on the B, hammer pull, slide back to 14. And that's when you slide back to 14, hammer on to 15, pull off to 14 again. 16G, 14B, 16G again. Quick slide from 16 back to 14, pull off to 12 on the G, 16 on the D. Okay, so then we're going to play quick hammer on 12, 14 G, 12, 14, 15 B, and 12, 14, 15 on the high E. So kind of like E Dorian here. you're trying to cram these notes in and come out at the right time. That's the trick. You gotta line up the timing of it. Now when you get to the top of this, 12, 14, 15 on the high E, you're gonna add some tapping. I'll do that twice. So I'm tapping on 19, pull off to 15, see my hands in position here. Then tap it again. So I'm tapping, pull off to 15, tap again, pull off to 15, pull off to 14, pull off to 12. And just do that twice. Okay, so taking it from the previous lick into that. Let's do it kind of slow here. Okay, and then we're gonna play 19, pull off to 15, tap. 17, pull off to 15. So and then it's tap 17 with a little bit of vibrato, pull off to 15. Okay, so there's some tapping going on here. Okay, so that's 17, pull off to 15, pull off to 12, back to 15, back to 12. Then 15 on the B. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Then we'll just end it. Another cool blues lick. And that's 12, 15, 12 on the B. 15 G, 12 B. 15, 12, 15, 14, 12 on the G. 14, 12, G again. Bend 14 up a whole step, cut it off, and then play 12. On the G string. Alright, so that's, let's take it from the top of the tapping part here. And the final lick. You're just kind of using your bar, if you have one, to slightly depress it. And while you're doing that, you play 12 and 15 in kind of a slow trill. And end it with a big bend on 15 on the high E string up a whole step. Okay, and that is the entire solo for Over My Head. And I will now attempt to play the whole thing for you at a slow tempo. Here we go. Okay, sorry, I sped that up at the end there a little bit. I'm so used to playing this at full speed now, but you get the idea. You've got the tab. Please go try it out. Grab the jam track down below along with the tab and the free sweep picking guide. Go listen to some King's X. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Rock on.